people always say like it's the security of, you know, working in retail. It's the security for you because you get that steady income. But if you just secure yourself, like literally if you just secure yourself, you can make so much more. Hey y'all, what's poppin' in these streets though? Okay, so I don't even know where to start. Y'all, I've been really busy. Honestly, at this point, just call me a part-time YouTuber because I be promising y'all videos and then I don't deliver. The reason that is because I've been really just in my bag and really just, you know, infatuated with God and just been doing a lot of great stuff. I'm just coming to you giving you guys a life update because I never actually really gave you guys like a synopsis of what's been going on during quarantine. I've kind of given you like a here and there snippet of what's going on in my life, but I didn't really kind of give you a whole spiel of what's going on. So as you guys can see by the title below, yes, life update. I quit my job, made 10K in the first month, and just more things. I just want to elaborate on that a little bit because I feel like sometimes even through pandemics and even through certain situations, you can overcome and you can succeed. Being in tune with yourself and really, you know, just really seeing what God has planned for you in your life. So I'm just gonna start from the beginning and then we'll go from there. So basically, quarantine had happened. March is when everything got locked down. So March was when everything got like locked down completely. January and February was like really iffy, but March was really the time where like, okay, shit got like locked down. You couldn't go nowhere, you couldn't do anything, you couldn't do nothing, right? So before going into 2020, I said to myself, listen, I want to be just financially good, you know what I mean? I want to be a place where I was comfortable. I did not want to go into 2020 with the same baggage that I did in 2019, you know? And baggage meaning, yes, guys, it's cool to see people with followings and it's cool to see people with, you know, YouTube channels that have a following and you think everything is all glitz and glam and gravy, but it's like, you know, during the course of everything that's going on, we could be potentially struggling, or we could be, you know, financially not at its peak, or just really going through things that you guys have no idea that we're going through, right? So I just didn't want to experience that this year. I wanted to be in a position where I was like, okay, Jalen, like, I just want to be just free will with God and just really, you know, focused on my craft and really just elevating in life, right? And it took me a while to get to this point, but now that I'm here, I'm actually excited that I'm here because I worked my ass off to get to this point and I'm still working hard because I have things to do. I started off the year really well. I actually, you know, styled this artist named Roy Woods, his video, his shoot or whatnot. I was the stylist for all of the models. I was on set, you know, I was helping. It was super amazing. So the year already started off super dope, right? Then obviously going into March, my birthday was canceled. So I was really annoyed about that. As you guys can see, I posted up a video talking about, you know, I had a quarantine birthday. I was super upset about it because just things were going so well, right? Things were going really well, and then boom, COVID happened, right? So even before that, we're gonna backtrack before my birthday. So the Juno Awards was actually supposed to happen. I was supposed to style somebody very big for the Juno Awards. However, the Juno Awards got canceled due to COVID. So everything that was planned from February, March, and April were all canceled due to COVID. And I was just really in a place of like, listen, like I was trying to get my life together and then boom, COVID just comes out of nowhere. So it was like, I felt like I was taking, you know, 5 steps forward to take 10 steps back. And it was just annoying to me. So I started crying. I was just really like in my feelings for like a good solid 4 days. After, you know, having my little, you know, moment of like, you know, 4 days and whatever, I decided to, you know, call my friend, my really good friend, and I'm gonna shout her out real quick. Her name is Trishana, and she runs an ice cream shop. She made 6 figures in 60 days, so shout out to my girl. We're extremely close, and we gotten really close over quarantine. And I had called her and I said, yo, Trishana, like I need to change my life. Like I really need to change my life. And she's like, okay, boom, like, so what are we gonna do? Boom, you know what I mean? So at this point, she was giving me like ideas and tips and like what I should do. And then I was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. So y'all, in April, I decided to, you know, come up with a fashion masterclass. And that fashion masterclass actually sold out, period. Like I had 3 days. I said 10 people per class. I just wanted to test it out. Sold out all 3 days, boom, you know? And I was like, wow, I made my first 2K. right? So this was before I quit my job or anything. So I'm gonna tell you guys the story leading up to that. So I made my first 2,000 from the fashion masterclass, okay guys? And then in the midst of that, if you guys don't follow me on social media, you guys wouldn't know, but I also do intros and outros for people's YouTube channel. So I made like 2K when it came to that. Like literally people were booking right, left, and center. So I'm like, oh, like this is pretty crazy. So from the time of the fashion masterclass, and then we had the intros and outros, I was making bank. Like I was making way more than I would make at work. So I'm like, okay, Jalen, now we're on this like, you know, roll, right? And even backing track towards that. So even during me supposed to style somebody for the Juno Awards, I already got paid to style them because, you know, like I went to the mall, I did what I had to do, I did polls, I did all that. So I already got my paid, you know, gig, I got paid for it, but I just didn't get to see my work shine. So I was really, really upset about that because I wanted to see my work shine, but I still got paid for it. So backing track from, you know, going to the Juno Awards and actually styling somebody to the Juno Awards, I actually got paid for that gig even though it got canceled because I did all my diligence, I did all my work. So from there, it was like a jump start, you know, like I was like, okay, like now financially we're getting somewhere, you know what I mean? And then boom, here comes the, you know, online fashion masterclass, that sells out. Then boom, then after that, you know, I'm doing intros and outros on top of that. So in the midst of all these three things, now I'm getting like paid. And I'm like, wow, this is crazy. Like who knew I could make income during quarantine, you know, during a whole pandemic where everyone's freaking out and panicking, who knew I could make something out of nothing, right? So the intros and outros just kept rolling in. Guys, I made like over 2,000 just from doing intros and outros alone, like $2,000, literally. And I'm sitting there like, okay, God, I hear you. You know, like I hear you. So in the midst of that, I said, you know what, God, keep guiding me, keep elevating me, keep bringing me to a great path, because I'm like, wow, like this is really happening. You know what I mean? Like I prayed for this in December and I continuously prayed for it, and now I'm seeing the fruits of my labor start to blossom, which was incredible. I didn't realize that, you know, things would happen like this and so quickly. In May, I actually attended this camp, this boot camp, and it was called Carla Boot Camp. If you guys know who that is, her name is Carla Toby, one of my really, really good friends. She had a camp going on and I just wanted to learn more. I wanted to do more. I wanted to just experience more that was happening within, you know, camp and what she teaches and how she, you know, involves her students and things like that. So I said, okay, you know what, like I'm gonna take May to like just learn, you know, like May will just be learning, you know what I mean? May and like closer to June was just like really learning. So the whole of May, she did a 30-day masterclass and I literally learned so much just about my business, my growth. I just really dedicated that month to education because I wanted to grow and I wanted to level up. I learned so many things in May. It was super, super dope. In the midst of that, still, I was still making money. I was still having a great month. I was still banking off of a lot of stuff. I handed in my homework on time. They loved it. Just was so involved just with learning and being educated, because I feel like in this industry, like people just think that, you know, being an entrepreneur is great, but education is still key. So I wanted to learn that and grow during quarantine. They really, really loved like the work I was, you know, producing, and they really loved the fact that I was really engaged and the things that I had to say, to the point where now Carla had asked me to teach in her camp. Like she asked me to teach in her boot camp and she wanted me to be the fashion professor for her boot camp. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that's crazy, because I had no idea that I was going to end up teaching, you know, in another big boot camp. And there's like 1,200 girls. There's like, you know, just a bunch of women in there. And, you know, women is my forte. They really gravitate to my personality. So I was like, okay, like I can do this. However, I've never done it before. So I knew that I had the capability of teaching because, again, I did a fashion masterclass and it went extremely well. And basically, you know, she wanted me to be this teacher, you know, for fashion electives. And I said, oh my God, no problem. So I basically created a whole curriculum. So, you know, I think that the fashion course was 6 weeks. It was 2 days a week. So Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 o'clock. And I just basically taught them everything I knew about the fashion industry and just basically teaching them how to be a fashion influencer and all that. And they really, really, really loved it. The students really, really loved it. So here I am in the midst of a pandemic, and here you are, Jalen, boom. So we have intros and outros that we made money off of. We literally made income in our fashion masterclass, and then we're making income in Carla Boot Camp. Like that's crazy. So in the midst of this big ass pandemic, thinking that everything gets canceled, God really just renewed my vision and renewed my mindset and actually just dropped these things on me and was like, Jalen, you're fine. Literally, Jalen, you're fine, you're good. And I was like, wow. And a backstory about teaching, is crazy because when I was younger, I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to be an English teacher, and I, you know, went to school for it. I, you know, got my degree, everything, and boom, I didn't end up being that because I guess that's not something I really wanted to teach, right? And then fashion ended up taking over my life. So, you know, fast forward to now, the fact that I'm teaching people in a boot camp and I'm teaching something that I really enjoy made sense. You know what I mean? It was like, oh wow, like this is crazy. So I ended up teaching fashion. which was super, super cool. So going forward into that now, she renewed my contract again. She's like, we want you to come back and we want you to teach again. So I said, oh my God, this is so dope. So pretty much going into, you know, camp 1 I taught, camp 2 I taught, camp 3 I taught, and now camp 4, I'll be teaching again, which is so crazy to me because look at me being this fashion professor, and it's like, whoa, you know, and I really enjoy it. And the most important thing about it is the students. Like the students really loved it. They really loved it. They were engaged. I gave them homework, all that, because, you know, we don't scam out here. We don't do that. So we got to make sure that the students get, you know, quality, they get quantity. So now, because I'm making like money consistently steady, I decided to quit my job. June 4th was the day that I ultimately decided to quit my job, and I just made the conscious decision to quit my job because, guys, when I tell you, being in retail for 10 years and working for somebody else for 10 years was really draining to me. If my energy wasn't all that when it came to YouTube, it is because of this energy of just really being, you know, underneath like retail. Retail really drained me to the point where it was like, oh my God, like I just didn't know what to do with myself anymore. Just clocking in underneath somebody else, it was just a lot. And I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, like I wanted to be an entrepreneur like everybody else. It's just realistically, like I was just really drained. I was drained. I just had no more energy to give. And I was really just in this space of like, okay, like you're getting depressed now. You're getting emotionally unstable because you don't want to work at this job, but you're making excuses to work for this job. So you know, I made the conscious decision to actually quit June 4th because I just couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do it anymore. I couldn't do the retail anymore. I felt like I wasn't getting anywhere, and I felt like my craft was being held back just from this job. So I said, you know what, Jalen, we're going to actually put everything in faith and we're gonna quit this job. And that is what I did. We're now solidly going into almost 3 months of entrepreneurship, and it has been so incredible. It has been so incredible. It has been lovely, and I am enjoying every single part of it. And I'm not saying that entrepreneurship is easy. Sometimes you will struggle, you will have hardships, you will literally have those downfalls when it comes to being an entrepreneur, but I absolutely love the journey. I love the hustle. Right now it's me, God, and faith. That's what it is. It's me, God, and faith, and I love it. I love it. There's nothing really else I can say about that. I love it. After doing the fashion course in April to May, I actually came up with a YouTube masterclass course like a couple of weeks ago, and yeah, like a few weeks. And that was incredible. It was a 7-day lockdown. If you guys follow me on Instagram, you would know. The promo was sick. The rollout was sick. Just everything about it was sickening. The students really loved it. The reviews were crazy. Just a lot. And during this whole pandemic, like it's wild because like I became a teacher. Like I found another creative aspect. I became a fashion professor. Just call me the professor at this point, the fashion professor at this point, because literally I became the fashion professor. And not only that, but my styling has now picked up a lot. It's booming. There's a lot happening when it comes to styling. I am booked. Y'all, for August I was booked. Let me tell you, for August I was booked out completely. September I'm booked out, and October I'm almost booked out just from styling alone. And yeah, so that is pretty much what I wanted to tell you guys of what's been happening. I didn't want to make this super long, but I wanted to let you guys know that I'm definitely flourishing within myself. I'm in my own lane. I'm literally just flourishing and doing what God is, you know, has for my plans and is destined for me. For so long, I was so like just in this momentum of just like not at peace, and not because of anybody else, but because of like, Jalen, like what more do you want from yourself? Like you want to become financially stable. You want to, you know, be the first millionaire in your family. You want to succeed. You know what I mean? You want to do those things. And I had to shift my mindset, y'all. Like, woo, child. I had to shift my mindset. It wasn't easy, but I had to shift my mindset because I said, no, we're not doing this anymore. Like, we need to be able to break bread with bread. And if I'm going to be, you know, successful and consistent at that, I need to be consistent. I need to be putting in the work. So if you guys haven't seen me fully on YouTube, that's because literally the styling has picked up drastically. You know, I'm in the midst of teaching. I'm coming out with another class, coming out with another course. There's just a lot of things in the works. I quit my job, and I think that was one of the best feelings that I've had in 2020 because I never thought I would do it. And you know, people always say like it's the security of, you know, working in retail. It's the security for you because you get that steady income. But if you just secure yourself, like literally if you just secure yourself, you can make so much more. And I found that it's crazy because I quit my job and I'm making triple the amount of money that I was making at my job. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Like, make it make sense. God is so good. After quitting my job June 4th, I actually made $10,000. Yes. I hate saying these things because I'm not a person to brag or boast, but just as a testimony, so after I quit my job, I made 10K, literally, like right after the next month. In 1 month, actually, I made 10K. And that was really crazy to me because I literally secured 10K. That's wild to me. That was the first time I seen that in my checkings, and my savings was just like, whoa. So guys, when I tell you, when you really start to like blossom, it's crazy, because I had no idea I was gonna make 10K in that 1 month. I just said, God, with all this hard work, bless me, and I secured 10K. Literally within the first month of me quitting my job. Literally, I secured 10K. And that to me is so crazy because I've never seen that, like, actually, like, in my checkings. Never really seen that because I was really terrible with money. But now we're in a place where it's like, whoa. Like, I'm looking at my account like, this is crazy. Like, I don't know about all this because, Jaylee, you doing a lot. So, you know, and now I have monthly goals and I have daily goals, which is super great. My motto is quit your 9 to 5, think like a 9 to 5. So, even though I've quit my 9 to 5, I've actually taken all the tools from that 9 to 5 and I've actually used it properly and abruptly, because now I'm like, okay, like I have to have a daily goal, I have to have a monthly goal, I have to have this, like what's my fiscal year period, what's this. I use all those things when it comes to my own business now, which is super, super cool. And also guys, I'm also in the works of moving to Atlanta. So I know during a pandemic I'm even talking about this, but I'm not sure when the move is gonna be. But you know, I've been like looking at places lately, I've been looking at things online, and I've just been like, okay, Jen, I'm like, so what are we gonna do? Are we gonna move here? I don't know, comment below, let me know if I should get my first place in Canada or if I should get my first place in Atlanta, because I think I've outgrown Toronto, guys. I think I've really outgrown Toronto, and I just want a new environment, you know, a new space. Like, I just want a new environment. I think I just want a new environment, and I think I would grow a lot quicker in Atlanta. Not saying that, and listen, like, God is everything. My time is my time, so even if I'm down here, I will still blossom, period. But I think just seeing different avenues and just getting my hands on more of, you know, people in Atlanta in terms of like, you know, Real Housewives or just like anybody, like people who are influencers, it will be easier for me to get my hands on them because I'm closer, right? So I think it's just time for me to just grow and blossom. And yeah, I've been talking about it for a very long time, and I think my decision is, I think my first place will be in Atlanta. And just because, like, you know, I love Atlanta, I've been there before, it's super dope, I love the vibe, and I just want to just see something different, want to see a change. You know, it's so crazy because my cousin moved there, so my cousin's down in Atlanta. I have another friend who just moved there, and y'all, the rent is cheap. On top of that, the rent is cheap. The rent over there is way more cheaper than here, okay? It's like 2.5K for a box over here, okay? New York, same damn thing. Even if you were to convert it from Canadian to American in Atlanta, it's still way cheaper. Like, I just, you know, so I've been really just thinking about it. On the same time, I'm thinking about, okay, like, you know, health is not gonna be free, but I'm still Canadian, so I can come back whenever I want, but, you know, health is not gonna be free. I'm thinking about, you know, my friends and family, I'm not gonna see anybody, you know, so I'm thinking about all these things in my head, but I know that, like, I think Atlanta is the next move for me. So who knows, my first place may be here or maybe in Atlanta. So I just wanted to put that in the air so you guys know that is what I've been thinking, because I like to be very transparent. But you guys know I've been saying that for a while. Like, I've been saying I wanted to move out of Canada, but I think like now is like the time to actually like start looking for places there and like really visualizing myself there. And yeah, so I'm excited. Coming home with $800 paychecks every 2 weeks, broke. You know, last year I wasn't financially stable at all. Like, I'm not gonna say broke, like I could still do things, but I was not, I'm just gonna say broke, period. I'm gonna say broke. Yes, I could afford to go out to dinner and do things with my friends and my family and all these things, but realistically, I was broke, period. I wasn't able to, you know, provide for my grandmother or buy groceries for my grandmother. This year, guys, was the first year that I actually got to buy my grandmother like groceries on her table. Like, literally went to the grocery store, she picked up like $400 worth of stuff, and she was about to pay for it. I said, no, grandma, I got this. Do you know how good that feels? Like, do you guys know how good that feels to be in a position to provide for your family and really just, you know, continuously provide for your family? It feels amazing. Like, it feels so good. It's all because of God. And I want to tell you guys, and I can't stress this enough, that yo, like, when you're in a position where like you start to really change your mindset and you shift your mindset and you really shift the vision that you have for your life, God really helps you do that. Like, last year, I tried to be an entrepreneur in January. It didn't work out. This year I quit and I'm flourishing. Like, this is the best I've ever felt in so long, and I had to actually make that transition, and I had to make that sacrifice and change, because in reality, I wanted to work for myself. My goals was to work for myself, you know, become this amazing supporter and role model towards others, and I wanted to really just provide. There's gonna be a time and place where my grandmother gets older and she's not gonna be able to fend for herself. She's not gonna be able to do any of those things, and I wanna be able to buy her house in Jamaica, you know what I mean? I wanna be able to provide my mom with a house, those things. So that's what I'm working for, generational wealth. And when my kids come, same concept. It's been really, really, really amazing to see my growth and to see my transition, and it's just amazing. And you know, like, some things are not always for the public, some things are personal. These are personal goals that I wanted to tackle, you know, and there's still more stuff in the running, and I just can't wait for you guys to see a lot of stuff. And that's all I really wanted to say, honestly. Like, I just wanted to come on here and kind of give you guys an update that I'm actually in a really happy place. I feel great, I feel good, and I just want you guys to know, like, if you want to become in a position where you just want to work for yourself, or you want to be financially free, you got to shift your mindset. Like, you can't be, you know, working, you know, 1 day a week on your craft. You got to be working every single day, blood, sweat, and tears, even if it's, you know, up till 5 a.m., even if it's up till 6 a.m., even if it's up till 7 a.m. in the morning. Sometimes you have to do that to sacrifice, because that is what is going to sustain your goals in the future. And I think with that being said, it's like, you know, nothing comes easy in life. Like, nothing comes easy in life. And the two quotes I'm gonna leave you guys with is: procrastination is costly. Procrastination is costly, and disobedience is expensive. Let me repeat that. Procrastination is costly, and disobedience is expensive. You ask what procrastination is costly means? Bruh, literally, yo, if you procrastinate, you are losing money. Do not procrastinate, because there's so much money being lost in procrastination, literally. And if you continuously procrastinate on what you have to offer to this world, how are people gonna know? How are people gonna see you shine? How are people gonna see you flourish? And that is why my mindset is so different now, because it's like, bruh, you have to be able to want to shine. You want to be able to actually build an income for yourself. And it starts with you. It starts with change, and it starts with your mindset. If you don't have the mindset, if you literally don't have that mindset to shift and change, how do you expect to get better in life? I had to change that. I had to be like, yo, God, help me change my vision, help me change my goal. And I had to have a stronger work ethic. Not saying my work ethic wasn't strong, but my work ethic has become twice as strong now, because I know what I have to offer. And now that I'm an entrepreneur, there's no days off, period. There's no days off. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'm grinding, whether it's in my house, on road, whatever. I have things to do, I have things to accomplish, I have things to maintain, I have things to dream, I have things to accomplish, all that stuff. So I want you guys to really, really start to tap into you. I want you guys to start tapping into, you know, what you want to do in life and what you think is great for you, because you don't know what you're missing out on when you're procrastinating. And disobedience is expensive, because we tend to be disobedient within our craft, or we tend to be disobedient within ourselves, or disobedient in general when it comes to our work ethic, and then boom, it becomes expensive. You now pay the price, you know? So I want you guys to really, really start thinking about those quotes that I gave you, and really just, you know, push further and build. And, you know, going forward, I just want you guys to really, really, you know, be invested in God, because I really want to say that God has really put me in a great place financially, and he's put me in a great place just mentally, not just financially, but mentally and physically and spiritually. Like, God has been my ultimate savior throughout this entire pandemic. Like, throughout the hardships, throughout the crazy things that have been happening in this world, God has really put this pandemic in perspective of me, that things can still flourish for you even during things like this, even during COVID, even during when people are getting killed and things like that. I want you guys to understand that there's always peace in something. So always, always, always gravitate towards God, because I gravitated towards him throughout this entire pandemic, and look where he brought me today. So yeah, like, I'm happy. Okay, I'm happy. I am happy. I am blessed. I am good. And I just want you guys to really, really just focus on yourself, and, you know, make peace and have fun. I think that's all I really wanted to tell you guys for this video, this life update. You know, just be strong, be positive within God, and stay positive within Jesus, and he will bring you to the next level of your career, because he's done that for me. And again, y'all, stop procrastinating and get your shit done. Get it done. If you don't want to work for somebody, you got to work on yourself, and you got to work to get to that point. And just work hard and grind, and you will get there by the grace of God. And God always does the job, okay? It doesn't matter what hardships you go through, it doesn't matter what you go through, God always does the job. And I just want to leave you guys with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed this life update video. Yes, more videos to come, I promise you. Like, more videos to come. I have more time, so more videos to come. I'm gonna actually transition my channel too. Like, I think I'm gonna start doing a lot more behind the scenes when it comes to styling, because you guys really enjoy that. And I'm still gonna get back into best and worst, but however, due to COVID, there's not really a lot of like award shows and stuff happening. So I'm gonna see if I could do like best and worst throwbacks or something like that. But I will make sure to continue on with those because I know you guys really love them. But yeah, guys, so this is Jalen. I am signing out. Stay positive, stay focused, stay blessed. It's lit. Have a good night, guys. Okay, I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.
Can you do that for me like the rhythm of the beat go slow? Can you do that for me like the rhythm of the beat go slower? Can you do that for me like the rhythm of the beat go slow? Can you do that for me like the rhythm of the beat go slow?